guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Infinity Acres realm. This is episode 3. Now, as you can see, Wifey and I have been kind of busy. We have our happy gas now. We also airlifted some goats in. She's been farming horns. And over here, we went on an archaeology expedition and managed to find these guys' eggs. So now we're farming them to get these. So, as you can see, some things have changed about my armor. I am now kitted out in netherite, thank God, because I have a farm I want to build out in the industrial district, and I needed powdered snow. So I went looking for powdered snow. Forgot to put on leather boots. So when I landed, I fell through powdered snow into a giant lava pool that was underneath and died. I had my shulker box with all of the supplies I needed in it for the farm. So I got to collect all that stuff twice. Thank God Wifey helped me with that. I was able to recover all my armor and tools. Word from the wise, never go playing and looking for powdered snow without leather boots on. Dangerous. So with that being said, let's take a trip out to the industrial district, and I'll show you. I've done a little bit of prep work out there to get ready for this, and I'll show you what I have laid out there. So as we swoop on in, you can see I've built up a little bit of infrastructure here, laid out some temporary blocks. So let me just swoop on in. Alright. Now, you're probably looking at these blocks thinking, what is that supposed to be? I think the best way to reveal the farm is to hop into a time lapse. So, let's go. Hey guys, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoy that time lapse. Thank you to Wifey for being my time lapse cam. Greatly appreciated. Now, as you can see behind me, I have the structure mostly built. I still have some redstone I need to do. I have a collection system and filters I have to build. Probably do that off camera, then bring you guys back in and show you how it works. As you can see, for those who may not understand what's going on here, this is a gold farm, or what will be a gold farm. I did a little bit of research because obviously Bedrock and Java are completely different, so I had to learn some new tactics to make this work, and then I just kind of took a few ideas from here and there and built my own design. And unfortunately, the original design had one trident killer. It couldn't keep up, so I have to do a duel. So I'll get to work on the rest of the parts here and get all the collection system and redstone and all that stuff in, and then bring you back in. I'll kind of run you through how this thing works, and then we'll test her out. See you in a bit. So a lot has changed since the last clip. I got all the redstone put in and kind of got carried away with it. So let's fly over and take a quick look, and I'll kind of explain things to you. So as we approach here, as I've said in previous clip, I had to build a double trident killer. I'm using impaling 5 and water. Those are waterlogged stairs to keep the water sources in there. A single trident killer will not keep up with this. It spawns too many zombified pigmen. So I'm using impaling 5 and water and double trident killers. These are synchronized so that this one spins in this direction and this one spins in this direction like an egg beater. Totally not necessary, but I like it. So then we have this lever here, which controls, there's little, can't see them down here, but there's little dispensers up there. One for each portal right in those corners, the inside corners. They dispense powdered snow, which break the portals, and they're on a clock. Then we have this torch tower right here with a button. It goes all the way up to a connection I made up there because I don't like these portals being open, because if you shut this off, sometimes, you know, that portal and the one back there might stay on, or these two or whatever. You may get them to all shut off, but I wanted it to shut them all down so that we don't have random spawns, because as long as the portals are lit, they have a chance to spawn things. And I've got enough lag-inducing farms out here, so I wanted to shut that off. So there's a circuit that goes up, that torch ladder goes up and will actually pull the lava sources into a dispenser, and that shuts the ability for this to light again off. Now the process to running this, I come in, I click this button to light the portals, I turn this on to start breaking the portals, and then I turn the trident killer on because there is like a slight, you got to give them time to spawn, so that's the last thing I turn on because this is loud. Now when I shut this off, the process that I follow is I come over here in the same order, I click this off, which stops the portals from being able to be lit. Then I turn this off, which will stop the clock for those dispensers up there. Sometimes the powdered snow is out, sometimes it's in the dispensers. It doesn't matter, I just need it to stop. And then I wait for all the pigmen fall down here, and then I turn this off when I know it's clear up there. So with that being said, let's fly up top and I'll show you some of that stuff. Alright, so we're on top of the gold farm, and these are the lava boxes that I was talking about. And it's okay, that fire, that's okay. This stuff catches fire, but it will not burn up, so that there's a reason why I used these materials. But if I come over here, you can see the dispenser. That has our lava buckets in it. So when I click that button for that torch tower that's in the purple glass, this turns on, powers that, spits the lava out. These observers update blocks to keep the... Because if you light these portals, like with the lava, it's a random tick. So this one could light, and then you could be waiting quite a while for it to relight again. These observers speed that up so that it's updated every time the observers flash, which speeds up the ability for the portal to relight. And I have these kind of branched off this torch tower. This just redirects it. So that is how we light the portals. And the nice thing is with lava, we don't have to rely on flint and steel and all that, so we don't have to refill anything. Like this is infinite, as long as I don't break the redstone. So let's head down and I'll show you the portal breaking mechanism. Alright, so down here we have the portal breaking system. You can see that's where we just were. Now we're down about halfway at the base of the portals. Inside here we have powdered snow. I have a torch tower that comes right up the center here. And these are synchronized so that these all fire at the same time. Now, you might be wondering why I only have glass on one side. When you build these, pigmen always spawn on one side of the portal. They will not spawn on the other. So when this portal is lit, in this orientation, they want to spawn on this side. So that's where you build your collection. You have to kind of test it when you build these. But yeah, that's why it's only on one side. They will never spawn on the back. So I don't have to worry about that. But that is the portal breaking mechanism. So now I'm going to head down and show you the storage system that I got carried away with, and the auto smelting system, because these guys drop a lot of swords and stuff like that, and they're going to fill up your storage system pretty quick. So we want to smelt them down as quickly as possible. So I'll show you what I got carried away with in just a second. Okay, so we're at the base. This is where the trident killers are. I'm going to head down here. And the first thing in the system after the trident killers is our sorting system. So these first three sections or slices collect all of the non-stackable items. I've run this once just to kind of collect everything I need for the filters. So these are non-stackable, these three. That's why they have to be spaced apart. Now this, and I did not run this very long, but this is where we have filters set in place. So like if I come back here and click this, that's for our gold nuggets. And I think, if I remember right, I have 2 or 3 of these slices set. Then I have maybe 1 or 2 set for ingots and 2 set for rotten flesh. And yeah, like I said, I did not run this very long to test it. I just needed materials for filters. And yeah, this is maybe less than 20 minutes. So, and then I have this system here. So this collects from the trident killers. I have hopper mine carts above that. Come down, feed into this. It runs the main hopper line down there. If we get stuff in here that doesn't fit the filters, it will spit the stuff out here. Now I put this in here. This actually ended up in the non-stackable, but I don't want that because it won't smelt if it goes into a furnace. So I have to double check when I first come here. Sometimes random mobs will spawn and fall down into that trident killer, so I have to sort that out. That's the only downside. But that is the sorting system. So now I'm going to head down And this next part is, okay, so the next part kind of bleeds in. This light right here, if I flip this lever, will unlock these bottom hoppers to allow these non-stackables to go down to the smelting system. That is where I probably spent more time than I should have building this up. So let me sleep, and then I'll show you the smelting system. Okay, so slept, brand new day. Here's the smelting system. So I have run this to test it, just to make, because I had some problems with these. Like I had an extra blast furnace here in a hopper. The fuel would go into it, but this thing is traveling too fast. It always missed it, so it never put items into that furnace. So I got rid of those, pushed it out. Hindsight, looking at it, yeah, you probably should have a 2-block gap from where that is compared to the furnaces, but I got in a hurry. But anyway, so this is our smelting. We have, this comes down from our sorter and then drops in here. This will run through and kind of dispense the swords and whatever else is in there. Now this lever on each side, each one, these are independent, so they will operate separately. But this lever will turn on that, but it will also turn on my fuel. And for the fuel, I'm using lava buckets, which, I mean, obvious. I set this up, been farming this. So with that being said, I had a little bit of trouble figuring out how to pack this in here. Of course, rails were being a problem. You have to lay these in a specific pattern, or they try and connect with the ones up there. It's just annoying, but that is set up now. So with the smelting system in place and the sorting system, I think it's time to show you guys this thing in action. I'm just going to turn this on, follow the process that I do, come back here and just kind of let you see it in its action. It will spawn a lot of pigmen. I haven't experienced lag, but you can see some graphical issues. There's so many of them moving and stuff, so you'll see that in the video here. So let's come back here. We turn this on. Then we turn this on. And let's click on our loud trident killers there, but they're already starting to fall. Now I'll come back here. Alright, so let's do this. And yeah, this is why I couldn't use a single trident killer. I had to have dual. So the two portals, right and left, are feeding into that first trident killer, and then the two in the back, right and left, are feeding into that back one. I tried this in a creative world using one trident killer, and it gets so backed up. And as you can see some of the pigmen kind of like drop, and then they're kind of like jittery. It's not the, you know, like my frames and stuff are fine. It's just Minecraft processing it, I guess. Bedrock. It's a bug rock. We all know that. But yeah. And like I said, I haven't run this very long, and we should have a decent amount of gold added to what we already had down there. Another thing is, okay, you can see my XP, and if I come in here, okay, so my wings and these two tools. When I walk up here and shut this down and collect the XP, watch how much this jumps up. So we're gonna come in here, we gotta follow the process. Turn the lava boxes off first, wait a second, then I turn off the braking system. And if I come back here, all the portals are off. Just let the stragglers fall in. think that's all of them. Let's double check. Yep. So now we can turn off these obnoxious things. Alright. So, you can collect XP through the pistons and stairs, so as I walk up here, and now let's switch to that, and we come up to this one. So, I did not run that farm very long, and I got a decent amount of XP out of it. So, wanted to do a quick little update. If you're going to build something like this, let me show you. So, I had those chest minecarts here, and they weren't picking up and distributing correctly. So I switched back to these guys. These will suck them out of these hoppers, which is fine because there's another hopper length up there. So I mean, even if I close that valve off, they can't, nothing's going to travel down here. It helps with dispersing. So I would recommend using the hopper minecarts here instead of those chest ones. The chest ones are fine for distributing fuel because you load them ahead of time. For some reason, I'm having problems with the chest ones collecting. So, just a little FYI. So let's take a look here. Not too bad. I think we're out of items that it's smelting now, so. The nice thing is too is the lava will increase the amount of swords that we can smelt compared to like using coal or wood or something like that. But as you can see, I'm not going to have a problem refueling these. These are already pretty much full. So we're good to go there. So before we end the video, I do want to give a quick update. We're going to head back to our main island. Wifey was busy and I was busy, other than the gold farm. So let's go check that out. Alright, so we're back on the main island. So let me go show you what Wifey's been up to. So this used to be the amethyst block bridge that she had built. She decided to tear that down and built this dirt one temporarily. We're going to build a new bridge either here or over there a little bit. And she decided to build this little cottage. She's experimenting with block colors and stuff. And she wants to have like a little turtle's pond over here and doing some decorating. Now the mines that she uses, we used to have that little hut that like stuck out of the hill. She leveled the hill down. These go down to it. So she can still get access to the mines that she was using, and then bubble Vader right back up. So she's got a cute little, oh, missing a block. She's got a cute little cottage here. And then right next door, because she terraformed this and built this staircase I had over here, it just kind of stuck up out of the ground because originally there was a hill here. Now, I thought about building a lighthouse on it, but it didn't really fit it. So I decided, she made this flat, or flattened it out for me, and then I came in and took the top down and built this structure. So it kind of matches the rest of the palette that we have. And this literally is just the staircase down to where our Skelly farm is. I have the Skulk farm, the Amethyst Geode, where we got the Wither Stars from. That's all down there. I haven't finished the interior, still got some stuff I want to do in here, but main structure's up. So there's that. We got to move all of this. This is everything that was in that mining hut. So yeah, between the gold farm and this stuff, we've been kind of busy because Wifey helped me collect all the materials, not once, but twice, because I had to die in lava and lost 90% of what I had. So, thank you, Wifey. So, that being said, I think that's where we're going to end the video. So, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.